Billy Jaffe gracing us with his presence tonight.
Always special to be next to you, my friend.
Always a pleasure for you to say that.
There we go.
We'll look ahead to the Panthers in a second. Alex Kramer just talking about the Bruins' thoughts on the Panthers, but let's go back to last night's loss against the Lightning. Breaking news, Lightning are still a good team. How significant, though, was that loss for the Bruins, aside from the fact that they are now in a virtual tie for first?
Relatively speaking, I don't think it was significant to the point where anybody needs to worry about anything. The Bruins didn't have that same energy, that same determination, that same will to win every little battle in last game. However, they still had some chances. They just wasn't an awful game. It just wasn't a good game. And if Tampa didn't show up, Adam, I would have been really disappointed in them. When it's all said and done, what do I take out of it? They had a day off in Florida. The last time they had a day off in Florida, about a week and a half ago, they lost to the Florida Panthers too. Maybe no more days off in Florida is the good thing. I'm not worried after that one.
Well, now it's a delicate balance for Bruce Cassidy, because if you win that game last night, I mean, you pretty much wrap up the Atlantic. Obviously, it's not a lock, but still, you had a really good chance. Now you have a delicate balance of resting players and going for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. How do you see him handling this over the last 3 games?
Well, you have 3 games left. I would say most big players will play 2 of 3, not all 3. I don't see certain players playing back-to-back on Saturday and Sunday. But on the other hand, you want to get guys that haven't been playing a lot lately, the Chara, the McAvoy, some ice time. But you're not going to play them 25 minutes. You're going to play them less. I've said all along, you can't put so much importance on first place that you put that ahead of the health, the safety, the rest of your best players in particular. They still also have call-ups, Adam, so they can call them up from Providence, especially for the back-to-back Saturday and Sunday.
All right, so now you have a Florida Panthers team that is clinging to life when it comes to a postseason berth. 90 points going into tonight. This is a team you handled on Saturday. You beat them 5-1. What do you expect on Thursday?
Well, you did handle it. It was at that game on Saturday afternoon, the matinee was men against boys. All right? I expect Roberto Luongo to play. He didn't play Saturday's game in Boston. It was Reimer that played, who was not great in that game. Luongo's played the last 2. Had to take an IV, actually, after last game against Nashville, because back-to-back games, he needed to get that energy back. I expect him to be IV'd up, juiced up for this one. It should be very physical. It should be very intense. You don't want to let it get wide open. You just don't, because that's what Florida wants. I expect the Bruins, though, to use the last time they were down in Florida as motivation because they lost 3-0. I also expect them to use the fact that they didn't play well in Tampa as motivation, too. This time of year, Adam, you're always looking for that little something. The Bruins are already in it. They know that. But that little something to spark you for that game, I expect the full lineup, and I expect the Bruins to be ready.
And by the way, you can blame the bomb cyclone.
That's right.
January 4th.
Who could forget?
Back-to-back this weekend. That's the only game on the schedule on Sunday. Bruins-Panthers at the Garden, and that is the one and only Billy Jaffe.